What's going on, everyone? It's Dave from Smart Fitness. Now today we're going to talk to you guys about a little something called intermittent fasting. Now I've done a video like this before, but I haven't really done one where I've fully broken down why, when, and how to intermittent fast. So first of all, what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is essentially a form of eating. It's a lifestyle, definitely a lifestyle change, in which you don't eat for every single moment that you're awake. So you might wake up in the morning at 7, but you don't start eating at 7. You might go to bed at 10, you don't keep eating till 10. You eat for a period of time that's determined based on how you work out. So in my case, my window is 12:30 or 1 to either 8:30 or 9, depending on my workout schedule. What does that mean? It means I only have a window of 8 hours to eat. However, in that 8 hours of eating, I'm eating 3,400 calories. I've since decreased my calories since my cut has begun from 3,500 to 3,400. As well, I've increased my cardio intake. I'm doing about 12 minutes every single day of walking on the treadmill to amount to about 80 to 90 calories. It's not a ton, but it is causing metabolic differences. So I am losing half a pound, and I'm continuing to lose that half a pound each week. Like I said, I don't want to make it too progressive and too fast, because then, simply put, I'll lose some of my strength, and I want to maintain my strength as much as I can. So regardless, back to intermittent fasting here. During that 8-hour window, I'm eating. Outside of that 8-hour window, I'm not having anything with calories or anything that's high in calories. I'm trying to have everything that's super low. So stuff like water, Diet Coke, Diet Nestea, stuff where it's literally 0 calories. What I've done and what I've noticed works is having vitamin water that's 0 calories. It's called Zero Water. That's pretty tasty. Takes a little bit of getting used to it. It's kind of like a watered down juice type of beverage. It's not bad, but it's not good either per se. There's calorie-free Powerade, which I've been having a hell of a time finding, as well as little Mio squirts. Put a squirt or 2 of that into your water. That's 0 calories, and it is quite beneficial. It works. What I've noticed, and what a lot of studies suggest actually, based on the evidence, is that when you intermittent fast, you actually have a increased mental alertness, increased attention, and increased drive to actually do something productive with your day. And I can say without a doubt, in my course of 2.5, pushing 3 weeks, I have noticed that this has increased. When I first tried intermittent fasting back while I was bulking, it was quite difficult. I was around 3,600 calories at this time, pushing 3,700. That's a hell of a lot of food to eat in such a small window of time. But 3,400 is very manageable, especially when I'm getting most of that pre-workout and then the rest of it post-workout. So by timing it around my workout time and my workout schedule, it's allowed me to optimize what I'm going to eat and how I'm going to eat it. So based on that, it's working out quite well. Now, as I was saying about optimizing your mental alertness, your wakefulness, your mindfulness, being more alertive, more assertive, more attentive per se, I will post some studies to this that have actually found the same thing below for you guys to read. But essentially, in my personal experience, from what I've had, I've noticed that I'm paying attention more in class. I'm more alert on my drive to school, especially for my early morning classes. For those of you that don't know me, I commute about 45 minutes to an hour every single day, depending on traffic. And for 8 a.m. classes, I'm usually leaving the house around 6:45, latest. Now, typically, I would be sitting in my car, half asleep, half paying attention to what's going on around me. But I've noticed that since intermittent fasting has begun, that is not necessarily the case. I feel like I'm decently good, and I feel like everything is actually improved. From a irritable bowel, Crohn's disease perspective as well, I've noticed that it has helped. I no longer have the desire to go to the bathroom as much. I no longer feel as much stomach uneasiness or bloating, unless I'm leaving too many calories till late at night, which I've pretty much made that not a large factor in my lifestyle. But as I was saying, so my Crohn's disease has actually improved to a point that I don't want to say I don't have any symptoms whatsoever, because that would be a lie. I am still having some sort of symptoms, but they are manageable. But I do feel that it has improved my overall lifestyle to a point that I'm not constantly thinking about going to the bathroom. It's a little bit taboo, it's a little bit kind of weird to talk about this sort of stuff, but I mean, it is a fact of life. You are going to go to the bathroom. So you might as well just kind of embrace it. Anyways, so let's recap here what we've talked about. Intermittent fasting. You have an 8-hour window. Some people have a little bit more, some people have a little bit less. This past week, I've actually been able to close my window to about 6 hours. This is typically because of school, simply put. I either don't want to eat my food because I've been studying or preparing or actually writing a midterm exam or essay of some sort, or I've been on the road commuting back home and I don't want to eat in my car because it gets dirty. So, as stupid as that sounds, with the winter months coming in, I would like to keep it as clean as possible. So, 8-hour window. Oh geez, I'm actually got a little bit of hug in here. Look at that, still a little bit of size. Damn. Okay, back on track, so I guess. So, like I was saying, you got that 8-hour window that you're going to eat in. You're going to have 0-calorie foods. That's not to say that you're not having anything. You can have black coffee. You can use calorie-free, sugar-free creamers, milks, sugars. There's stevia that's 0 calories. There's Walden Farms with their creamers. They've got pretty much the same type of thing as what you would buy from those blue tubs where it's like a premixed sugar type of thing. I think it's Maxwell House that does it or some shit like that. But essentially, it's calorie free and it's carb free. It's actually sodium free too, so it works out pretty well. So essentially, you're having anything like that. You can actually have cucumber because cucumber is pretty much liquid. I mean, it's kind of weird just sitting there eating an entire cucumber, but it does work. I've actually done that a few times on the weekend. But essentially, you're not having anything with calories. You're not having anything outside of your window. The moment that window closes, you're back to having calorie-free liquids and calorie-free foods. Anything that's going to have some sort of a glycemic load, pretty much you want to avoid it. Anything that's got protein in it, want to avoid it. Although, branched-chain amino acids do seem to work. Branched-chain amino acids do have some sort of calories as well as some sort of protein. But I don't use amino acids. I think that they're kind of not really useful, especially in the sense that they have, it's essentially just leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So with those 3 amino acids that you're using, it essentially blocks the receptor pathway from other amino acids. They could be essential, they could be non-essential, and by blocking them, you can lead to a deficiency in other sources. So it doesn't make sense to me as to why you would have just those 3 amino acids post-workout if you're going to have a protein source while you're working out. Same with what pre-workout. If you're going to have a meal pre-workout, you're going to have protein with that. You're going to get your 9 essential amino acids. So why would you want to have BCAAs? To me, it's just kind of like you're having some sort of flavored beverage at an expensive cost. But tangent aside, you can have amino acids, especially if you're going to be training fasted. I am yet to train fasted because I've tried to work around that type of schedule. I was saying structuring my calories to be before and after for the most part, and then having some little snacks in between. But if you're training fasted, it does tend to, some people claim that it's actually made their workouts better using BCAAs. I haven't seen much significant evidence, and if you guys do know of any from research, not just YouTubers out there, please comment it below with a link. I would love to read it. I'd love to learn about it. Now, anyways, as for how my cut has been going with this whole intermittent fasting thing, intermittent fasting hasn't exactly led to me to lose weight in and of itself, but it has led to a lipolysis. It does like to, the whole purpose of intermittent fasting is to pretty much stimulate fat loss in a manner without you actually doing anything that's going to be physically demanding. It's simple and it works, so I figured I would give it a try. Luke, it worked for him. I'll post a picture of him right now. As you can see, he went from a well bulked up young man to somebody who was quite shredded. He's still intermittent fasting while he's doing a reverse diet, and he's increased his size, his strength, so there is merit to it. The only thing that would warrant me to question whether intermittent fasting is completely and entirely safe is the fact that some of my teachers from school claim that it can lead to diabetes, but I'm not entirely sure how, because a lot of the research that I have done on myself or by myself says that it actually can aid people with diabetes. So, I mean, maybe they're just not up with the times, or maybe they just aren't entirely aware of what's going on in terms of intermittent fasting, or they didn't understand what I meant about it. But I can't see how it would lead to diabetes in and of itself. They say that they claim that it spikes your insulin levels in a manner that's too high for your glucagon and insulin receptors to actually fully control it. So it's causing an increase in your beta and alpha receptors, but I can't see how that would fully lead to it, especially when you eat regardless and it's going to cause an increase. So based on that merit, it would kind of suggest that if you're eating something for breakfast when you fasted for 8 hours, if you're getting an 8-hour sleep, then you're going to cause a spike there. So to me, that doesn't make logical sense per se. So yeah, that's kind of iffy to me. Please, if you guys know any ways that I can improve my fat loss, aside from doing some sort of crash diet where I'm going to just drop my calories in half, because that would just be asinine, let me know. My goal is to pretty much be some sort of stage-ready, physique styling, body composition of a Greek god type of status by March, early April latest, and then either maintain or start reverse dieting, super slow bulk, while maintaining as much leanness as I can into the summer months. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep you here any longer. Let me know what you think. Comment and subscribe.